So at Cammie's place today for part 1 spring cleanup, we got into these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little shrubs in the planters, and trimmed off as much of the brown as possible. I'm starting to reveal more of that nice green underneath. We noticed some of the soil is all right, but the ones in the round planters are pretty exposed roots. We might want to bring more soil in there and also make sure that they're being properly watered. It seems like they're just very brown on the sun side, and the back was all right. We blew out this area, did some weeding, kind of dialed in this area with the Helleborus and pansies, making sure there's no dead parts of either of those plants. We also double checked all of the burlap wrapped junipers and made sure that they're nice and happy and ready to go for the final moments of winter. This little side as well, and then up through here, wrapping, cutting off any dead pieces. Still very snowy back here. We noticed, there's a little bit of a spot between the ground and the foundation there. Can maybe fill in a little bit more soil. Seems to be a bit of a hole sort of developing. Might have been their dog. So we can fill that in with more soil too. And I'm just kind of tidying up along this side, making sure that bulbs are in order. Nothing's popped out. There's a couple of them were. We didn't hit up the steps today, other than just to assess the roses. But we did, remove the material from these planters. Very, rough soil needs to be replaced. Over here, the soil's a little bit better for these nice pieces. Can't wait to fill them with something else. So there's 2 of the big ones and then 4 of these other ones. All of this got cleaned up today, revisited, rewrapped all the burlap, and then tidied our grasses up. That was a theme throughout the day. All the grasses got tucked back to a neater height. The roses got tidied up. And I think that's about it for this area. This is the tree, and then the other trees that we're keeping an eye on for their health and well-being. They might have gotten planted with burlap. And over here, those 2 white planters down by the patio, we hauled them all the way up here, so they're now right here in a nice line. I also want to point out this beautiful round planter that we cleaned out, and then there are 2 more back there that we just tidied up the bottom, and they still have their thrillers, that beautiful long jasmine, and the plumbago that I'm not certain is coming back or not, because I swear we have them at HQ and they're coming back. Okay, and then sneaking down the icy steps. I can show you from this angle. We got into the lilac today on these 2 specimens there, and really chopped down like a nice third, making sure to cut right above the buds, and hopefully new growth will just pour out from those pieces. Heading on down. I'm going to remove this Yoshino tag real quickly because it's been up there for too long. There we go. And the rest are good. So popping back out here. Should mention all of these boxwoods were really hacked before we took over, and so we are still letting them grow out. They're just pretty wild looking right now. So here we have those lilacs, and then underneath, not sure what this 3rd little chunk of random stems is growing. Seems like something we can remove in the summertime because the lilacs really take it over. Just want that noted for the future. And then over here, Crystal did a great job with the apple trees. However, this one, got cut back pretty far due to some kind of disease, and the amount of dead that was on it. This was necessary. in order to get it back to health. So they're a little bit uneven, but that's all right. So we're gonna find a new spot for them out back here somewhere. And just another look at the nice apple trees, and then this lovely section of garden bed. Our planters, raised planters, got cleaned out. And then over here, still have yet to get to it, so we'll get to that sometime. Right, not too much being touched back there. The roses, we could come back to these again tomorrow or next week and be sure to double check those, make sure there's no crisscross or dead pieces. And then a little bit tidying up of the dead we could do with these, the yew on the ground. Did it do a couple more things I want to point out about the front, especially along the road. This guy we could straighten up. Yeah, not too shabby in these beds. We did a little light clean out. We do want to make sure we remove every last leaf, but still sort of letting these boxwoods grow out, I guess, until they are a little healthier to cut back. You can see they just got kind of wrecked a little bit. But up here, we've got the pansies and the bulbs popping through real nicely. The bulbs got put back if they were popped out. Found a couple of tennis balls. Would love to put these into better shape as soon as they're healthy enough for that, till there's enough for us to work with. I'm sort of tidied up what was in here. A little sweeping. This area definitely needs fresh soil, specifically right around here. It's kind of like dust. And then under here and under this planter specifically, you can see a lot of the roots. Really gotta, plant more soil in there for them to grow. The grasses were cut down just a little further to a better height. Those ones were pretty good, but over here we really needed to come down further. I would identify this boxwood as a problem and it should be replaced. There are so many gaps and it's so slanted. I know we tried to touch it up last time, but it's kind of an eyesore as the first, visual point when you enter, so we should replace this with something else or the same thing and just do it better next time for them. I know there's another one over here. It's looking rough, but that one specifically is much rougher. Just maintaining nice, tidy ground cover. It's really, things are starting to grow, you can tell. But just all along up here, we got grasses cut down. We could, sweep out these beds when we have the time, make sure they're super pristine. I think this whole property is going to be super pristine when we're here on a weekly basis. Yeah, this is a little bit better, but the brown is really strong on a lot of these, just pretty burnt. But much cleaner than when we started. So, yeah, I'd say we gotta do something about some of these boxwoods, and then definitely replace a lot of the small boxwoods in the front strip area. That's the most problematic. I mean, even this topi area is like quite a bit of little burnt areas, but definitely up here. Yeah, these guys are quite rough, and we'll take a tally of that too. And that's all for today.